They called it a reform school. But the Dozier School in Florida was a machine built to break children. Boys went in for skipping school, stealing a bike, or just being poor. And some ended up in unmarked graves that the state tried to hide. Dozier opened in 1900 and sold itself as a reform school. But it was really a prison for kids. Poor kids, black kids, orphans, foster kids with no one to fight for them. They weren't teaching lessons, they were breaking bodies. They weren't raising boys, they were working them like convict laborers. The South stamped bad on their forehead. But half those kids had never even committed a crime. They were just vulnerable. And in America, vulnerability is blood in the water. They had a building called the White House. That's where boys were taken to be beaten, not disciplined, tortured. Leather straps until the skin split. Screams that echoed through the walls. Some boys crawled back out and some didn't. And if you were black, it was even worse. Segregated housing, harsher labor, harsher punishment, quieter burials. In 2014, researchers found 55 sets of remains buried on the property, and evidence of nearly 100 deaths. The state had only admitted to 31. Kids disappeared, and Florida covered it up. For over a century, Florida denied it. Survivors came forward as adults. The White House boys, showing scars, naming names, begging for justice. And the state still dragged its feet. It wasn't until scientists literally dug up the graves that the truth was forced into daylight. Think about that, right? A government-run school with an unmarked child cemetery. And it didn't close until 2011. While people were watching Obama get reelected, this place was still locking up kids behind barbed wire. And here's where it cuts deeper, because Dozier may have shut down, yeah, but the system didn't. Modern juvenile detention centers still target foster kids. They target poor kids, kids with disabilities, locking them up for truancy, for running away, for poverty. They're still using solitary confinement on 12-year-olds, still breaking children instead of helping them. Still cashing checks off of every filled bed, just like Dozier did. The only thing that's changed is the branding. The Dozier School wasn't about reform. It was about disposal. And the question is, how many are still being buried alive inside America's prison system while we keep calling it justice?